What's up, YouTube family and Browns fans everywhere? This is Cleveland Football, and I'm your host, Terrence Hudson. All right, feels good to be back. We had the Pro Bowl and we had the Super Bowl. Hats off to the Kansas City Chiefs for doing their thing, and I'm just looking forward to next season. We got the XFL. I checked some of that out. Shout out to Cordell Jones. Cleveland's own Glenville with the DC Defenders doing this thing out there. So yeah, so off season, right? And you got the draft coming up. We got free agency coming up, and just overall getting prepared for the next season. It's really no off season when we talk about NFL football. It's an all year round thing, just going on to the next phase. So today, I want to do something similar to what I did last year. I talked about, things that the Browns need to do in the off season. But I want to do that again this year, but I'm going to title it, How You Will Know the Browns Are Serious About Winning in 2020. All right. So there's some things that I will need to see. Some things that we will need to see. Right, baby? Some things that we will need to see to let us know that the Browns are serious about winning in 2020. Hey, what you doing? Hi. Yeah, you over here? Okay, you can say hey. All right. Yeah, you tell him. All right. There you go, tell him now. But yeah. So, it's some things that we're going to need to see. All right, let's give a recap. Look at the front office, some moves that we made. We saw the hire of Kevin Stefanski. He'll be a first-year guy. We saw the hire of Andrew Berry at GM. Another first-year guy in that role. We saw the hire of Joe Woods, defensive coordinator, coming over from San Francisco. He'll be a first year in that role. A lot of first-year stuff. I see we brought in Callahan as a offensive line coach. I like that move. So, still some unanswered questions up front. But they're going to have to come to work because this draft is coming up. And some things that I'm going to need to see in the draft. Looks like we have, we got a first, a second, 2/3, a fourth, a sixth, and a seventh. So 6 or 7 picks. And what we looking at? What y'all want to see? I can tell you what I want to see. I like to build a team from the inside out, starting with offensive line, right? We got some work to do there. We got some work to do at offensive tackle. We got some work to do there at guard. And, I'm starting there. Offensive line, defensive line, Them first couple picks, I want some of the best. I have to go into detail on who we need to look at, but I like to build a team from the inside out. And it take me back to my coaching days. I used to coach a little football, mostly at the junior high school level, junior varsity level, and you see a lot of guys come in. They, everybody think they know what position they go play, but I like to address the team from the start. Who think they one of the 5 toughest guys out here? And everybody raise their hand. All right, I'm one of the 5 toughest. I say, all right, you my center, you my guard, you my... I ain't playing no guard, I ain't playing no... I'm a running back, I'm a runner. Oh, I thought you said you was tough. Them gonna be my guys, man. I want my toughest guys up front. First position I ever played was offensive tackle. Offensive tackle and defensive end, and I always thought I was a receiver. I show up Glenville A's. I show up, practice, and I'm thinking, I'm hopping in line with the wide receiver. I'm a receiver, I can catch. And like, what you doing? You better get down there on the line. You're gonna play the line for the whole year. And I did it. So we build a team inside out. Offensive tackle, guard, need a DN, somebody to complement Garrett, defensive tackle plugging in up front. Next spot, I'm going to say safety. We definitely need a safety. We need some guys who could play the ball in the air. All this not being able to play the ball in the air. I want some guys that got some range, can play the ball in the air, that's going to be physical. And I got some guys in mind, you know, and I get into more detail on that, but we're going to need a safety. I can see us getting another receiver, somebody that, you know, I want a speedster. I want a speedster, you know, somebody big, fast, and physical. All right. Linebacker. I'm kind of, right now, because I like Joe Schober. I think he's a free agent, and I hope we could sign him back. You know, he did well for us last year. He was a turnover machine, you know, fumble recoveries, interceptions. Sometimes he had multiple games. Like he had 2 games with 2 picks back to back, you know, something you never see from a linebacker position. And lastly, something we need to take a closer look at is quarterback. And I know you're probably thinking, well, we got Baker Mayfield, you know, we solid there, we have a quarterback. That's fine. We can have Baker, you know, we got Baker, but I think, you know, either I almost want to go more so free agency than I do the draft. Because one, I think you need 2 good quarterbacks. Anything could happen, you know. I will, you know, fill the cupboards with quarterbacks. There's nothing wrong with having 2 and even 3 good quarterbacks. You look at those old San Francisco teams, man, Joe Montana, Steve Young, and Steve Bono all on the same team. You know, Elvis Gerbach, he was a backup, and he actually played well when he got a chance to start. You look at the Patriots. You know, you look at Brady's last, 2 backups. I mean, Garoppolo just played in the Super Bowl. You got the other kid in Indianapolis, you know, Jacoby Brissett. Yeah. So it's nothing wrong with having 2 good quarterbacks. And somebody I'm looking at is Case Keenum. You know, he's familiar with Stefanski. Case can play. You know, he took a team to, I think they went to the championship a few years ago, the NFC Championship. He threw that Hail Mary or that bomb, you know, that play against the Saints to propel them. And I like Baker, but he got some growing up to do, you know, and this leads into what I'm going to need to see out of the players if the Browns will say they're serious about winning in 2020. All right. And I think we have to start with Baker. I can't be where, you know, you say, well, I don't want to bring a guy in that's go, you know, challenge him or make him uncomfortable. Like, no, I want everybody competing. I don't want nobody to feel like that this is theirs and they got the spot on lock. No, because that you got complacency. You know, you get comfortable. You start to slack because you're not challenged. You're not pushed. I want to bring in a guy that's going to push him, and 2, that he can learn from. Because you look, we don't have that veteran presence on this team. We're a very young team. And we're young at the skill position. I mean, our wide receivers or whatnot, a little bit older. They probably the veteran leaders of the team. But at that quarterback position, I like having somebody, you know, with some stability, somebody that's been there, somebody that's been through it, that can help a guy and push a guy. And if, you know, God forbid, your starter gets hurt, you got a capable guy coming in. All right? So, you know, we can find somebody in the draft, but also would like to see us go out on free agency. Look at Case Keenum. We'll see what happens. So what I'm going to need to see from Baker. You know, he regressed last year. Threw less touchdowns, more interceptions. Like, it didn't bring it. Sorry. My brother, you know, my Browns insider, my brother Zack, big brother Zack, you know, he called him Faker Mayfield. I'm like, man, you call him Faker. He called him Faker. He said he faked him out, you know, compared to, you know, what he did his rookie year compared to last year. Like, who is this guy? This ain't the real Baker. He called him Faker. So I'm going to need to see some things, you know, this offseason. You got to get with those backs and get with those receivers. And I'm not talking about OTAs. I'm not talking about a mini camp or something that's organized or sanctioned by the team. I'm talking about on your own. All right, y'all guys need to get together. Go somewhere. Go to California. Go somewhere. And get together. Do some bonding. some throwing, some catching. And it's no other way around it. I'm sorry. It's no other way around it. You're going to have to put in the work. You just can't show up in August, or July and think, all right, it's kind of come together. Let's put in this offense. No, it doesn't work that way. You look at Russell Wilson, almost every year he take his guys somewhere. I think last year they went to Hawaii, him and Metcalf getting together. And another year they go to California. Brady and his guys, and they went all the way to Montana, a couple of years ago on, bike riding or cycling, things like that. Just bonding and getting together. Like, you have to do it. It's no other way around it. You're going to have to put in that work outside of, what the team say you have to do. There's no other way around it. I'm sorry. I know this. I've studied this. I've watched this. And I know it's hard because when you losing, it's easier to come together when you winning. When you winning, the camaraderie there, the bonding there, you having fun together because you winning. When you losing, that make it harder. You don't really want to be around each other, man. But you got to change that culture. You got to change that mindset. And it starts with the quarterback. You're the leader. You can't be afraid to challenge these guys. Hey, man, come on, let's get together. What you doing this week, that week, this week? Oh, well, I got this to do that. Okay, can you move that around? Can we work together? Like, how serious are you about winning? This is the NFL. Ain't no little play game. Behaviors. I wish I didn't have to talk about, behaviors or off the field stuff. Most of it, I think at this point, we saw the situation with Odell. You got to grow up, man. It's time to grow up. Like, it's time to be a leader. Like, a leader in every facet, on and off, If you don't want to be a leader, then be a good follower. Be a good example. Set an example. Not saying you're a bad guy or anything like that, because you're not. But we have to be about winning. We always have to think in the back of our mind, okay, how is this or that going to reflect on the team? The team. We have to put the team first. And then we saw the situation with Kareem Hunt, and this one is hard, it's tough, you saw he pulled over, you watched the footage or whatnot, and this one hits me because he's a Northeast Ohio guy, University of Toledo guy, my alma mater, and it's like, man, I'm rooting for you, but I think with him, and a lot of other guys, you really don't see the magnitude. You really don't see the magnitude of the position that you're in. It's hard to see the big picture of what you have in front of you, and everything that's around you. You got people waiting for you to slip up. You got haters ready to say, "See, I told you what he was gonna do. I knew he was gonna do." Like, you got other players waiting in the wings. He mess up. No, I'm back there. You got the media waiting for you just to have a story. You got TMZ waiting for you. Everybody waiting. That's why you have to be above reproach in every facet. You have to think before you act and before you move. And I get it. I was young. I did a lot of stuff that I think back on, like, man, that was stupid. That was crazy. That was, I did that. But I didn't have eyes on me, waiting and people watching and people plotting, I didn't have that. So you wasn't gonna see, it wasn't gonna be blown up or magnified, as in the position that you were in. So I hope, I hope that now that you're able to pull that veil off and actually able to see what's in front of you and what you have in your hands. I really do. Cause I'm rooting for you, man. But you're gonna be the only person that have to to pull that off and be able to see and want to make those changes. Ain't nobody gonna be able to do it but you. When you decide. Ain't nobody decided for you. You know? Get it, I've been there. Been 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. You know? But this is what I'm gonna need to see for the Browns. You know, we talked about in the draft and the guys getting together. You know, defensive guys are coming together too. Core guys, it's a little different for defense. I'd say it's great. You know, defensive guys get together, work together. Yeah, you building camaraderie too. You know, but offense, I think more of that tend to slower to gel because you need that work, you need that consistency, that continuity, that knowing the guy, knowing where a guy wants the ball, knowing when the guy is going to break. Things start to become second nature. You know, he know how you want a route ran. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to put in that work and work together. If I don't see that this offseason, then I know y'all not serious about winning. You not. You can't tell me you can't, well, we come together, the team get together. Like, so that's what I have for you. How you will know the Browns are serious about winning in 2020. All right, so I look forward to our offseason moves, the draft, and watching this team come together. And I think also the head coach is going to play a big part in that too, challenging and pushing these guys to do that. You know, I wish he shouldn't have to, but he just might. Like, hey, what are you guys doing this offseason? Like, are you getting together? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's against policy. Maybe they can't. You know, maybe you can't say that. Maybe you can't put pressure on the guy. You know, have those what we used to call voluntary, mandatory summer workouts. But you know, you together, you with your guys, you enjoying it, you're getting better. Like, I think back on them days now, like, man, them was easy. You know, that was easy. That was fun. That was fun because it's over within the blink of an eye. That's it. You're done. It's over with. Like, you know, and you just want to hope that you can look back and be proud of, you know, what you left out there and what you've done. You know? Be proud of the legacy that you left behind. And that's what it's all about. Hey, but if you like, hit the like button. Be sure to comment. Be sure to share. You know, if I'm right, let me know. If I'm wrong, let me know. Let's talk about it. And be sure to subscribe.